Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and thank you for watching. Today I made gluten-free slow cooker honey garlic chicken over white rice with broccoli and it's so tasty. Let's get started. For this recipe, I am using my Ninja Foodi Possible Cooker Pro. You can use just a regular crock pot. The Ninja has a slow setting which I really like, and here are all the ingredients that I am using for this recipe. I am feeding a family of 5. I have 3 small children and myself and my husband, and so I'm using 2 boneless chicken breasts. And in this recipe you can use boneless chicken thighs, but I wanted to use chicken breasts just because, I thought the texture of this meat would go perfect with what the ingredients call for in this recipe. So we're going to start by butterflying the chickens in half. That way I have nice 4 cuts, and also it'll cook a little faster too, being that they're going to be thinner. I am kind of on a time crunch. I have things I need to get done around the house, and I have some errands to do after school once I pick the kids up. So I'm going to try to get all this done before I go to pick up my children from school. So we're going to go ahead and start on the sauce, and I am actually doubling the sauce recipe because I always find that sometimes I want a little more sauce when it comes to certain recipes. But we're going to go ahead and start by spraying my measuring cup with some Pam spray so that way the honey glides right out just nicely. And we're going to take 2/3 cups of honey. Go ahead and add it into the bowl. Now we're going to go ahead and add 2/3 cups of gluten-free soy sauce. You will need 1/4 of a cup of tomato paste. The rest of the tomato paste that I don't use, I will freeze and use it another time. Like if I'm making homemade pasta sauce, I'll pull that out to use that up so that way I don't waste what's left in the can. The recipe calls for 8 cloves of garlic minced, but I am using already minced up garlic because I have it in the refrigerator and I'm trying to use that up and try to have enough time to do other things around the house. So I am doing 4 teaspoons of minced garlic. That way it equals out to the 8 cloves of fresh garlic. The recipe actually calls for rice vinegar, but I don't have rice vinegar, so I'm going to substitute it for apple cider vinegar, and you'll need 2 tablespoons of it. Now we're going to go ahead and mix the ingredients nicely together. You want to make sure that the tomato paste and the honey are nicely mixed in with the soy sauce and the apple cider vinegar because you don't want it to go on top of the chicken chunky. You want it to go on the chicken nice and smooth. Now in this recipe, it actually calls for 4 teaspoons of chili paste or sriracha or hot sauce of your choice, but because I have kids, I am making this kid friendly. And when it's all done, I'm actually going to go ahead and add these on top of my bowl and my husband's bowl for dinner. But if you were to add these in, you would mix this in with the liquid here and then pour it on top of the chicken. If you were adding the hot sauce to it, you would only need 4 teaspoons of it. Now that everything's ready, we're going to go ahead and put it in the crock pot, and we're going to start by putting the pieces of chicken in. And again, I butterflied them so that way it would cook faster. So we're just going to put the chicken down first, and then we're going to put the sauce on top of the chicken, coating it, and we're going to flip the chicken in it so that way it coats both sides nicely. Now that everything's in there, it's time to go ahead and put the lid on and set our Ninja Foodi Possible Cooker Pro. We're going to go ahead and start by turning it on, and we're going to put on slow cook. We're going to turn it to low, and we're going to want to set it for 5 hours. It says we can cook it for 4 to 5 hours, but we're going to go ahead and set it at the higher setting at 5. Now, if you wanted to, you could cook it on high for 2 to 3 hours, but I have things I'm doing around the house, so I'm going to do mine on low for 4 to 5 hours. We have now hit the halfway mark, and we're going to go ahead and flip the chicken over so that way it cooks nicely, but also gets all that good flavor really just cooked into the chicken. Look how nice that looks. So yes, we're just going to go ahead and flip over the chicken. It smells really good too. And then now, once we're done flipping the chicken over, we're going to go ahead and put the lid back on. There's 2 hours left on the Ninja Foodie Possible Cooker Pro, and I'm going to go ahead and start making some jasmine rice. This is stuff I got from Costco, and you can use any type of rice you would like for this. Just follow the directions accordingly on the package, and this will be really nice with it because you know you get all that nice flavor with the chicken. So we're going to go ahead and start by making the rice, and I also have broccoli out as well that I'm going to go ahead and get ready, and that I'm just microwaving in the microwave. So you know you can add broccoli to this as well. You can even throw it into the crock pot if you'd like to, but I find it that it mixes better if I just microwave the broccoli separately than throwing it into the crock pot. If you were going to throw the broccoli into the crock pot, say if it was a frozen bag, then I would probably do it like the last 30 minutes of the crock pot almost being done. But I highly recommend just microwaving the broccoli if it's frozen. My jasmine rice is done, and there is actually 1 hour and 30 minutes left on the Ninja Foodie Possible Cooker Pro. So we're going to go ahead and check to see if the chicken is actually done. The chicken is done being cooked. The internal temperature is reading at 165, which is perfect. It's right where we want it to be. And we actually had 1 hour and 30 minutes left on the clock. We are going to go ahead and pull out all 4 chicken breasts, and we're going to let them cool down. But we're also going to go ahead and leave the Ninja Foodie Possible Cooker Pro on the setting that we have it on now, on the low slow cook, because we're going to go ahead and thicken up the sauce in the crock pot. Look how tasty that chicken looks. I cannot wait to try this. We are going to go ahead and use 4 tablespoons of cornstarch to thicken this up. Right now I still have it on the low setting, and then once we have all our cornstarch in, we're going to go ahead and whisk it. Make sure you whisk in all the cornstarch because you don't want to have any clumps of it. You want to make sure that it's nicely blended into the liquid. Now that it's all whisked together, we're going to put the lid on, and we're going to change our setting from low to high. And we're going to change the timer, and we're going to set it for 15 minutes, which is really nice that I can just put that on to help keep track of how much time I have left instead of setting the microwave. The chicken has cooled down to where I can manage it by using my hand and a knife to cut it up. It definitely cuts very nice. It's very soft and tender. The kids are going to be very happy about it. And we're going to cut it up into bite sizes so that way it is kid friendly for my kids. It has now been 3 minutes that my Ninja Foodie Possible Cooker Pro has been on high. So we're going to go ahead and give this a whisk because I don't want to burn it. It can cook fast, being that this is the Ninja Foodie Possible Cooker Pro. I think if you were using a regular crock pot, it might take the 15 minutes for the sauce to thicken up. So definitely keep an eye on it because you don't want it to burn. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn mine off. I mean, look how nice this sauce looks. It is really nice and thick. So we are going to go ahead and add the chicken back into it so we can go ahead and start coating the chicken with it. Now the sauce was thick, but remember I did not add any of the hot sauce to the liquid when I was cooking it. So if you want to, you can always reduce how much cornstarch you do add into this. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch instead of the 4. Another thing that I thought would taste really good with this, because it was fabulous, I thought I could take crushed pineapple bits and put it in with it with the liquid, and that would help thin out how thick the sauce is, but it all overall did turn out really good. Just putting the rest of the chicken in, and I'm going to continue mixing it up to coat the chicken nicely in the sauce. I am really glad that I did double the sauce recipe portion of it because I don't think it would have been enough if I didn't. So I microwaved the broccoli accordingly to the package, and everything is ready. So now I'm going to go ahead and just start plating everything up so that way I have it all ready for dinner tonight, because once I pick the kids up from school, I have other things I need to get done and run some errands. So this will be nice and perfect for when it is dinner time and it's just done. Scooping the rice out with a spoon just was not working. So I definitely got a measuring cup and it worked a lot better. I like this rice a lot from Costco. It's the jasmine one. and it makes really nice sticky rice, which is perfect for meals like this. But I definitely needed something a lot better than just scooping it with the spoon, so this worked perfect. Using the bowls for this dish actually worked out really perfect, especially using rice and having kids. It makes it easier for them to scoop out the rice instead of it being on a plate. So lately I've been doing a lot of bowls if I do rice with the dinner. It just makes it more manageable for them. Now that I have the rice and some broccoli in the bowls, I'm going to go ahead and start scooping out the honey garlic chicken and placing it on top. It is really thick, but let me tell you, it is really tasty. Everyone was really happy with it. Again, you can always modify how much cornstarch you add into it at the end. Use your judgment on that and how thick you want it to be. Next time I make this, I definitely am going to add pineapples to it because I think that the pineapple and this honey garlic chicken would just pair so nicely together. And then it also makes it another variety of how to spin off with this meal for the kids, being that they really absolutely loved it. And all my kids absolutely love pineapple, so that would be a huge bonus. Since I did not add any hot sauce into the liquid when I was cooking the chicken, I am actually adding sriracha sauce on top of mine, and I am also going to go ahead and add some chili garlic sauce as well on top. Now, if you like a lot of heat, you can actually add jalapenos as well to the top of this, but look how nice it looks. And you can also garnish it if you would like to with green onions as well on top. But everyone thoroughly enjoyed it. It was super tasty. My kids really liked it a lot. And I definitely will be making this again, but next time with pineapples. I hope everyone enjoyed what I made. Please subscribe. I am so happy how tasty this turned out. I hope you guys have a great day. It was so good. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.